2K19 when you spend $1,199 or more. Find great gifts for everyone on your list at Hellsberg Diamonds and feel like an MVP.
7:06 AM 560 traffic center time and Jim Telemonte.
Inbound Eden's delay started Pratt. It's 28 minutes. Lake Cook Junction outbound 24. Inbound Kennedy 42 minutes. O'Hare to downtown. 20 from Montrose. 12 from the Express. Outbound 30 minutes to the airport. Inbound Eisenhower looking at 52 minutes. 390 to downtown. 39 from Manheim. Outbound 32 minutes to 390. Stevenson, 48 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 36. Inbound Ryan, 24 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 22 minutes, ID to the Merge, Bishop 425. The northbound Tri-State has delays in pockets from Archer to 47th, then from the Reagan Tollway to the Grand Avenue Curve. Northbound Veterans Memorial, Roosevelt to St. Charles. Wheaton, there's a crash at County Farm at Roosevelt. That's traffic. I'm Jim Telemonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center and our meteorologist, Andy Robb.
Sunshine and clouds for today, high 36. Partly cloudy for the rest of your Thursday, low 24. Mostly cloudy on Friday, high 40. Saturday, high 42. I'm Andy Robb on AM 560. The Answer. 19 at O'Hare. Next news at 7:30. And Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next with Bruce Wolf sitting in for Dan this week on AM 560. The Answer.
Find holiday gift ideas for you and the family at the leading indoor shooting range, Shoot Point Blank. Check out great savings on ammo, accessories, firearms, and more. Not sure what to get? Shoot Point Blank offers gift cards too. See shootpointblank.com for details.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Ding, 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 ding. History in the making yesterday as the 45th president of these United States, Donald Trump, was impeached by a vote of 230 to 197. Article 1, 229 to 198 on Article 2. And Nancy Pelosi, when she made the announcement, had a very strange look in her eye.
On this vote, the yeas are 230, the nays are 197, present is 1. Article 1 is adopted. The question is on.
She gave him the stink eye in the hand because she did not want anybody celebrating.
Yeah, you got to see this. If you didn't see this yesterday, I don't normally, I'm not normally fazed by any of this stuff. But I mean, Nancy Pelosi was up there and she wanted all her peeps to be quiet, to give the somber pose. They were all dressed in dark clothes. Serious. And when they started applauding, she says, "Quiet, you kids."
But serious, I mean, I watched. It was supposed to be 4 to 6 hours long. It ended up being, 14 hours long. We have some really strange people who are lawmakers in this country. And I know there's different parts of the country and people dress differently. I got that. And there was a thing going about, like, look at his Christmas tie. And he looks like he's dressed to go to a funeral. But when they spoke, I mean, listen to this guy, Pete Olson, Republican from Texas.
Madam Speaker, Webster's dictionary defines the Star Chamber as, quote, characterized by secrecy and often being irresponsibly arbitrary and oppressive. Sadly, my Democrat friends have turned this chamber, the People's Chamber, into the Star Chamber of the people. One great example. The most important duty we can do as members is declare war. Next one is to impeach a president.
And then he starts really losing.
We're hoping Republicans to have every member stand up and vote. Like for Speaker, say their vote loudly. That's been denied. CNN has been denied.
I'd like to yield my remaining 2 minutes here to the paramedics resuscitate me.
I hope he was riding the queue, if you know what I mean, because he was out of his mind. Then somebody talked about Jesus, because, Jesus and Trump, both wrongly persecuted.
Before you take this historic vote today, 1 week before Christmas, I want you to keep this in mind. When Jesus was falsely accused of treason, Pontius Pilate gave Jesus the opportunity to face his accusers. During that sham trial, Pontius Pilate afforded more rights to Jesus than the Democrats have afforded this president in this process.
Well, he was
I yield back.
Jesus after all. I mean, he deserves.
And then on the Democratic side, you had one congressman, a Democrat, obviously from New York, Hakeem Jeffries, who, pushed back on impeachment being divisive because slavery was once divisive, Bruce.
There are some who cynically argue that the impeachment of this president will further divide an already fractured union. But there is a difference between division and clarification. Slavery once divided the nation, but emancipators rose up to clarify that all men are created equally. Suffrage once divided.
Okay, I've had enough.
Well, I mean, what does that have to do with anything?
No, I think they're just stalling. I mean, how many? 14 hours one day, then there was 6, then it was 12, and then yesterday. And they said the same thing over and over
and
again.
They constantly were citing the founding fathers. All of a sudden, they've gotten religion about these dead white males. Whom they're. I thought we believed in the living organism of the Constitution. We change it all the time.
Well, in all, 221 House members spoke, including Raj, from one of our local congressmen. But I found it refreshing. Darren LaHood, a Republican congressman from Illinois, making sense.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I've said from the beginning of this process, impeachment is and should be the nuclear option, reserved for the most treasonous activity and the most serious activity. Clearly, that has been not met here. As I've reviewed the facts and evidence as a former federal prosecutor, I've read the transcripts, I've watched the hearings, I've read the whistleblower report. That has not been met here. In addition, this process has lacked fairness, due process, and transparency. We shouldn't be here tonight doing this. This is a travesty.
And the big news coming from after, the Article 1 and Article 2 were passed in the House was Pelosi's power play, because she could delay the Senate trial, because when asked, when she'll be sending the 2 articles of impeachment over to the Senate, not really a solid answer.
We have legislation approved by the Rules Committee that will enable us to decide how we will send over the articles of impeachment. We cannot name managers until we see what the process is on the Senate side, and I would hope that that will be soon, as we did with our legislation, our Resolution 660, to describe what the process would be. So far, we haven't seen anything that looks fair to us, so hopefully it will be fair, and when we see what that is, we'll send our managers.
I don't think she has jurisdiction over that.
Well,
I think her duties have ended at this point. She's supposed to turn it over.
Well, with more on this, let's go to Cheryl Chumley, online opinion editor for the Washington Times and author of The Devil in D.C., Winning Back the Country from the Beast in Washington. Welcome back to the program, Cheryl. How are you? Did you get any sleep last night?
Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Bruce. Yeah, what a circus show that this has turned out to be. And it's not a surprise, because it's been a circus show, in my view, from the get-go. When you have partisans on the left, before Donald Trump has even sworn in as president of the United States, talking about impeachment, then that kind of sets the country on notice that the Democrats don't really care about law and order or truth versus fiction, that they're set on impeachment, and this is how it's going to be. And look, here we are, almost 3 years later, impeachment.
Yeah, but now Pelosi is threatening to delay the Senate impeachment trial. Yes, Bruce's question is a good one. Does she have the power to do that?
No, of course not. This is ridiculous. The fact that Nancy Pelosi thinks that she can control the goings-on in the Senate is it's just another sign of the delusion of the left. What's ridiculous here is that for weeks now we've been told that impeachment of this president is going to be a smooth sailing road, because, as Pelosi said just a few weeks ago, Trump himself has admitted bribery. Do you remember that famous quote when
Sure.
she came out and said, well, Donald Trump has pretty much admitted bribery.
Right,
so
because they
that's an
turned quid
impeachable
pro
offense.
quo to bribery.
Right.
And
And all of that is gone now. It's this amorphous abuse of power. There's an attorney. Somebody sent us this tweet, a guy named Lynn Wood, who says, if the House fails to timely deliver impeachment articles to the Senate, Trump must immediately seek a writ of mandamus from the U.S. Supreme Court ordering the articles to be delivered.
Writ of mandamus. I ordered that for Christmas.
Sure,
it's a blouse.
Sure. It's coming
the writ
through
of mandamus,
Amazon.
yes.
Constitutional process of impeachment mandates due process to impeach the president. I don't know if she can keep this in limbo for as long as she likes, but it would be interesting. I think it would just be funny if they just, left it up there in the cloud somehow. But maybe this is a remedy in order to get it over to the Senate, where Mitch McConnell can then call for a motion to dismiss and end this whole thing.
Yeah, I think this is the strategy that Nancy Pelosi just wants to keep the articles within her control so she can sell impeachment even further into the press. This is all about keeping the headlines going because there really is no impeachable offense here. The messaging has changed so many times, it's head spinning through the months and years of listening to the left talk about impeachment. So if Nancy keeps these articles, then she controls not just the articles of impeachment, but she controls the messaging through the media. And she puts the Republicans in the Senate more in a position of defense than taking up the actual articles and going forward and putting the hammer to them right away, as they've already promised.
The problem is, though, that her having control over the narrative doesn't seem to be redounding to the Democrats' benefit. Because the Gallup is showing Trump up 6 points during the impeachment. USA Today had the head-to-head competition, Trump against each of the candidates, and he wins. I don't know that it actually works for them. It was funny to see this talking point, and I love when they do this on Fox. I think Tucker Carlson does it, where you show the Democrats with their talking points, and everybody was saying no one is above the law. That was the mantra: no one is above the law. No one is above the law.
Gosh.
And I harken back to 1998 when we decided, we the people, that Bill Clinton was, in fact, above the law. So it's just fun to see the shoe on the other foot.
Yeah, and going toward your point about the polls, if you look at the finances, too, the Republican Party has announced record-breaking hauls of cash since impeachment started. So that's another clue that the Democrats aren't winning with this message. But the fact is they've been corrupted by far leftists in the Democratic Party. Socialists are openly serving in office, and these are the people that are just steamrolling impeachment, defying the logic of the average voting American.
All right, so tonight we have the sixth and final debate of the year. 7 candidates. 3 are going to be jurors in the upcoming Senate trial, but there's no Booker, no Castro. Cheryl, it's all white. How are they going to handle this? I mean, that is a big news, coming out of Loyola Marymount, besides the fact that the union labor dispute was settled, so they can have the debate tonight.
Well, all white is funny because I've been seeing headlines about Andrew Yang, the only person of color. So they're really.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Andrew Yang. Sorry. So it's going to be Yang, Klobuchar, Biden, obviously, Warren, Bernie Sanders.
He wouldn't count as a person of color if he were trying to get into Harvard.
Right.
He'd be discriminated against.
This is going to be kind of a dud, I think, of a Democrat process right now. It's Christmas. It's Christmas time. It's holiday season. You turn on the news, it's all about impeachment. I think the Democrats are going to have a hard sell tonight trying to find a front runner. That's their biggest problem. They don't have a front runner, and I don't think tonight's debate is going to change that.
Wow.
And there's supposed to be, apparently you take this oath for impeachment that you're supposed to administer impartial justice. Now, Mitch McConnell's honest about it. He's saying he's partial. All the Democratic candidates have already decided before there was any hearing
Nancy
that Trump
Pelosi
was
made
guilty.
her announcement before she even read the House Intelligence Committee report.
So I guess they're all violating their oath, although it's a political process, so I don't know how a partisan process has to be impartial. I guess we're going through the looking glass on this one.
A highlight for me was when Nancy Pelosi actually had that big flag board behind her, and she recited the Pledge of Allegiance and lectured us about how America was a republic. The woman, the queen of the socialists, it defies logic how far the left
So there was a
gone.
picture of the flag, and it said, "To the Republic," and then she kept saying, "To the Republic." I'm like, yeah, for which it stands. We know. Sit down. So goofy. To the Republic, Bruce.
We've come a long way since Obama refused to wear a U.S. flag lapel pin. So, we got
Yeah.
that going for us. Okay.
Yes, I guess we are making gains in that respect.
She didn't kneel before the flag like Colin Kaepernick, did she? I
No,
mean,
she
so-
didn't. But
Okay,
I was
there you go.
expecting, what she should worry about is what's going on in her own district. Cheryl, have you seen some of those pictures that are being tweeted out? People are taking dumps in grocery stores.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's how
just-
bad the homeless situation is, where they can't find room on the sidewalks, so they're going into stores and
I
going
thought you're
relieving
just supposed
themselves.
to do that at a Starbucks.
No,
Okay.
they can't. But they're well. This person was clearly on drugs, but still, that's a health issue. That is a health problem. She should go back to her district and take care of that, and just let go of this impeachment and hand over the torch. Right?
Well, Democrats would have a lot to keep them busy in their own districts if they were truly working for the people.
Thank you. All right, we'll leave it there. Cheryl Chumley, always a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful holiday season.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Yes, you too. Cheryl Chumley, online opinion editor for the Washington Times and author of the book The Devil in D.C. She joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper. Hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Find holiday gift ideas for you and the family at the leading indoor shooting range, Shoot Point Blank. Check out great savings on ammo, accessories, firearms, and more. Not sure what to get? Shoot Point Blank offers gift cards too. See shootpointblank.com for details.
Balance of nature. Changing the world, one life at a